What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated two-division world champion who is currently the unified WBC, WBO super featherweight world champion, Olympic silver medalist, superstar boxer Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is 18 wins, no losses, no draw, 9 wins by way of knockout. Shakur Stevenson is 24 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. Okay, he's coming off of a dominating performance victory over two-division world champion, former WBC super featherweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer Oscar Valdez, in which Shakur Stevenson he completely dominated Oscar Valdez en route to a unanimous decision victory. Wasn't even close. Okay, maybe 10 rounds to 2 at best. At worst, it was a dominating performance. This was a fight that Shakur Stevenson had been seeking out for quite some time, and he finally secured it, and he showed up and showed out. With that said, Shakur Stevenson, he states that he's en route to become undisputed, and he stated that legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter, Bob Arum, who promotes him. Shakur Stevenson is a ESPN top-ranked fighter. And Shakur Stevenson, he stated that Bob Arum is trying to block him from becoming undisputed. Okay, he said now Bob Arum is concerned with undisputed, and he don't like the idea of me fighting for undisputed. He stated, but when it came to two-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer Vasyl High-Tech Lomachenko, he stated that Bob Arum was all for Lomachenko fighting for undisputed. Okay, he went to every measure to make sure Lomachenko was able to fight for undisputed. Okay, he stated, but now, he's against it. He's opposed to fighting for undisputed. So he stated that, he's still going to pursue undisputed, and Bob Arum is not going to stand in the way of him fighting for undisputed. He stated that, he's going to pursue his dreams and his goals, and he's going to accomplish it. Okay. Bob Arum, he went to every measure to make sure that Lomachenko was able to achieve what he wanted to set out to achieve, which was to become undisputed. Okay. Lomachenko, he got a world title opportunity in his first 3 fights, and he had a record of 2-1. Okay. He won his first fight. It was a title eliminator. His second fight was a loss to Orlando Salido. And then his third fight was a title opportunity against Gary Russell Jr. for the WBC title. So he got an opportunity to fight for a world title continuously. He never actually fought. Just recently, until he took his second loss to Teofimo Lopez, was the last time he wasn't in a title fight. Okay, when he fought Richard Comey, and he fought Nakatani. That's the only 2 times in Lomachenko's career he didn't fight for a world title or defend his titles. Okay, so he's been in world title fights his entire career. Okay, so Shakur Stevenson said, me and my team is not going to allow Bob Arum to stand in the way of us becoming undisputed. So we know Kenichi Ogawa, he is the WBA. He's the IBF super featherweight world champion. He has a fight coming up in June. And then we know is Gutierrez, who's more than likely going to fight Hector Garcia. Hector Garcia shocked the world and shocked the sport of boxing when he defeated Christopher Colbert, who was the interim champion, the WBA super featherweight interim champion, and was the mandatory for Gutierrez and was going to fight Gutierrez, but Gutierrez, he had to be pulled from the fight. Then Christopher Colbert, he fought against Hector Garcia, and he lost. Okay, so that put Hector Garcia in position to fight, for the titles. Okay, and now you're probably going to get Gutierrez, and who was the WBA champion, versus Hector Garcia, and you have Kenichi Ogawa, who's going to fight, who's the IBF champion. Okay, so Shakur Stevenson wants those fights. Now, O'Shaquie Foster is Shakur Stevenson's WBC mandatory challenger. So more than likely, Shakur Stevenson is going to fight against O'Shaquie Foster. But another name have surfaced for Shakur Stevenson, a possible fight, and that's undefeated 3-division world champion, superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who's 26 wins, no losses, no draw, 24 big wins by way of knockout. He is 27 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis is seen as the cash cow, the biggest draw, and the man from 140 junior welterweight on down to 130. He fights in the 3 separate weight classes. They had a spat recently in which Gervonta Tank Davis, he stated he think he's going to drop down to 130 and challenge Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson welcomed the challenge. They went back and forth. But Gervonta Tank Davis, as Shakur Stevenson stated, handle your business with your upcoming fight. He has a fight coming up May 28th in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center against fellow stablemate WBA lightweight interim title contender Rolando Rolly Romero, who is 14 wins, no losses, no draw, 12 wins by way of knockout. He's 26 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm. He's about the same size as Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is a southpaw. Rolly has a puncher's chance in most people's eyes at best, okay? So he's not a very skilled, technically sound, fundamentally sound boxer, but he does have power, and so many people point to that as if he's going to be victorious against Gervonta Tank Davis, is going to be because of his power showing up. And so with that said, we have to see how that plays out first, okay? So clearly we have to see how that fight plays out. That would be a super fight. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson would be a super fight that many people would be clamoring for. Pay-per-view fight. Obviously, we know Gervonta Tank Davis, he recently stated that he plans to part ways from longtime promoter, retired legendary iconic superstar Hall of Fame boxer turned founder and promoter of Mayweather Promotions, Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions, but he's still with the PBC, Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor Al Heyman, and he's still looking to fight on Showtime with Showtime President of Sports, Steven Espinosa. So obviously Shakur Stevenson fights with Top Rank, and Gervonta Tank Davis, he fights with PBC. So there's obviously going to be a roadblock preventing that fight from coming to fruition. Okay, so and if right now Bob Arum is not interested in Shakur Stevenson unifying the belts, in his own division, is he willing to go outside of his company and comfort zone with his fighters to make a fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis, a massive fight of that nature? I highly doubt that. I don't see that, happening. So with that said, I think that we will see Shakur Stevenson versus O'Shaquie Foster, seeing as though O'Shaquie Foster is the mandatory, okay? And he get past O'Shaquie Foster, then you can see Shakur Stevenson versus Kenichi Ogawa, who fights on DAZN, Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn. But that Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum, they've done business before. They'll seem to work together. I don't think that would be a serious roadblock. Seeing as though Shakur Stevenson and his team are adamant about unifying these belts, I think that they will actually push to allow this fight to come to fruition. Okay, with Kenichi Ogawa. Now Gutierrez, I believe if I'm not mistaken, he's with PBC as well. So, but it's not a massive fight like the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. So I think it would be easier to be made. I don't think that it would be the same roadblock, as Tank Davis, because now you're talking about major money and pay-per-view. That's a huge roadblock. Okay, but Shakur Stevenson is letting it be known. So Kenichi Ogawa is 26 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 18 wins by way of knockout. He was knocked out one time, 34 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. Okay, he's fighting Joe Cordina. That's scheduled to take place June 4th. He's going to defend his IBF titles, and then, like I said, he's on DAZN. And Gutierrez, is, I believe, with the PBC. So Shakur Stevenson is looking to make these fights happen, and he's stating that he's not going to allow Bob Arum to stop his greatness. He's not going to allow Bob Arum to prevent him from being great. So more than likely, you'll see Shakur Foster, who's 19 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 11 wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age, 5'8.5" with a 73-inch arm reach, versus Shakur Stevenson, which is going to be a very, very difficult fight for Shakur. He's very tricky. He's very slick, very athletic. Very fast hands, fast feet, high ring IQ. So that's going to be a very difficult fight for Shakur Stevenson, okay? And so with that said, and he has the ability to switch from orthodox to southpaw as well. So with that said, he gets overlooked because of the losses on his resume. But he has slinged together some very, very big wins as of late. And so he's the mandatory. He's with Probellum and Richard Schaefer, so I think that's going to be not so difficult to make. I believe Richard Schaefer and Bob Arum have a pretty good relationship, and he's the mandatory. So I think that you're going to see Shakur Foster versus Shakur Stevenson, and then I believe that you could see Shakur Stevenson versus Kenichi Ogawa, who's with the Zone. Eddie Hearn is willing to make that fight. He has a good relationship with Bob Arum. Should Shakur Stevenson get past Shakur Foster, which is no walk in the park, to face off against Kenichi Ogawa in a unification bout for 3 belts, okay? Now, when he said Lomachenko, like I stated, Lomachenko got opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Lomachenko avoided the fight with WBC undefeated lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney, in which Devin Haney was his mandatory in order for Lomachenko to pursue Undisputed, as he wanted to. He fought Luke Campbell for the vacant WBC title that was vacated by 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Mikey Garcia. He fought Luke Campbell, where Devin Haney was supposed to fight Luke Campbell for the vacant WBC title, but he was then skipped over to allow Lomachenko to do so, to pursue Undisputed, okay? And Devin Haney was supposed to fight the winner of the fight, but Lomachenko became franchised in order to sit on the shelf to wait for the winner of Richard Comey versus Teofimo Lopez. Richard Comey was the IBF champion, and Teofimo Lopez knocked out Richard Comey to become the IBF champion, his first title opportunity. Then in his next fight, he fought against Lomachenko in a unification bout, okay? And Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko, but they went to the measures of him becoming franchised to allow him to pursue Undisputed. But they're telling you now that Shakur Stevenson, it don't make sense for him to fight for Undisputed. So Shakur Stevenson well in his rights to say, listen, I'm pursuing my dreams and nobody's going to block me. Absolutely. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like the shitty videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Wow.